With the call of the 144th Kentucky Derby, the voice of the Triple Crown, Larry Collmus.
Thank you very much, Mike. Vino Rosso just went into the starting gate. My Boy Jack is taking his position in stall 10 here. And the last couple to go into the gate will be Noble Indy and Combatant. Noble Indy, one of the 3 horses in this race wearing the colors of WinStar Farm. He's got that orange cap. That'll make things a little bit easier to pick him out among the top 3 runners there. Here comes Combatant up to the outside stall under Ricardo Santana Jr. They're all in line and we are ready for the start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. And Justify had a good beginning. The expected pace setter, Promises Fulfilled, will go out to lead them. Justify is right after him, and Volt Toro is close and just to the outside of them. Then Good Magic, Noble Indy on the outside. Flame Away is down toward the rail. They're followed by Firenze Fires about 5 lengths from the front. Ravazzo is next. Mendelssohn is 6 lengths off the lead, splitting horses as they move into that turn. Then Free Drop Billy down on the inside. Audible is alongside of him, and Tyson is next. And then comes Magnum Moon, who's undefeated and back near the back of the pack early on. Lone Sailor's down toward the inside. Then Combatant Hofberg, Instilled Regard, Vino Rosso, My Boy Jack is second last, and Solomini is the last of 23-year-olds who complete the first half mile in a swift 45.77 seconds. Up the backstretch of the Kentucky Derby, and Justify is just to the outside of Promises Fulfilled. The 2 of them are matching strides on the lead. Victor Espinoza has Volt Toro on the far outside, running in 3rd. Flame Away is 4th and down on the inside. Good Magic 5th between those 2. Firenze Fire is down toward the rail. Then Noble Indy. Free Drop Billy. Ryan Moore starting to ask a bit more from Mendelssohn. He has his work cut out for him as they make their way into the far turn. There goes Justify. Justify takes the lead as they round the far turn. He opens up now to a length. Volt Toro comes after him. Good Magic is in the midst of his rally, and it's a 3-wide bid toward Justify as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Justify and Good Magic start to pull away from the others, and they're into the stretch. And it's Justify and Mike Smith turning for home in front. Good Magic and Jose Ortiz a length behind as they come into the final furlong. Bravazzo's down the center of the track, and then Audible on the inside, who's now up in a 3rd. Justify a 2-length lead as they come to the final 16. Good Magic on the outside is 2nd. Audible 3rd toward the inside. Then Instilled Regard. They're coming to the wire. He's just awesome. Justify has won the Kentucky Derby. It was very close for a second. Audible may have got there inside of Good Magic. Then Instilled Regard in a final time of 2 minutes 4.20 seconds. He's still undefeated.
For the first time in 136 years, a horse who did not race as a 2-year-old has won the Kentucky Derby. Justify with Hall of Famer Mike Smith, who wins his 2nd Kentucky Derby.
Really good ride. Mike Smith got him out of the gate quickly and got a great position early.
That might be the easiest Kentucky Derby I've ever seen one. I probably don't win, but I mean, probably 3, 4, maybe, Mikey. I mean, it looked like you were just cruising. I mean, I know you asked him, but he's just beautiful. He is, and he's
You heard Greg Blasi, the outrider, next to Mike Smith, looking up. Mike has done everything. He's won everything. Big Money Mike, as you know, his nickname, those of you who follow the sport. At age 52, still going, keeps going. Only 1 Kentucky Derby in his 23 attempts at this race, and wins it with a terrific horse as Bob Baffert trains his 5th Kentucky Derby winning horse.
Well, the most critical part in any Kentucky Derby is the start, and Mike Smith said he wanted to get Justified out of there quick. He did. Justify, as soon as the gates opened, Justify. Mike sent him hard. I mean, he got after him really quickly, but Justify responded, established his position so that nobody could push him around, squeeze him back, make him in any dirt. Mike moves him out about the 8th pat and allows Promises Fulfilled to take the early lead, but they were smoking the first part.
They were smoking. As Mike often says, you don't want to take away your horse's strength. You don't want to try to get him out of his comfort zone. Obviously, Justify wanted to go. Mike wasn't going to fight him. The half mile, 45.77. That's flying, and they were head and head. At this point, you had to be a little worried just before the turn for home, but then he spurts away.
I was worried at the half-mile pole, but when I saw this, Mike Smith turning for home and Justify opening up, Good Magic made a little bit of a run at him. I thought maybe he would be the biggest challenger, but again, Justify felt the pressure, responded to the moment, opened up again, as Baffert called it. Just a brilliant performance by a raw talent.
We said before the race, if Mike Smith could get Justify in that sweet spot, sitting second outside Promises Fulfilled, ball game over. Look at his face. Not a speck of mud anywhere on him.
Just like Always Dreaming last year. Clean run, Derby champion. That's a Justify load, so set with the call of the 143rd Preakness Stakes. Here's Larry Colmus.
Thank you, Mike. I'm looking at the shot that you are, so we'll see what happens here as Bravazzo goes in. They're all in line. We're ready for the start. They're off in the Preakness. Justify appeared to come out cleanly with Good Magic. Quip on the inside with early speed too, and Bravazzo is close and in the mix as they race out of the fog and bias for the first time. And it is indeed Justify who emerges up top, but Good Magic is closer today. Bravazzo is running along in third, Quip is fourth, Diamond King is fifth, then Sporting Chance, Tenfold on the outside, and Lone Sailor's the last of them all as Justify is taken on by Good Magic through a 23.11 opening quarter mile. So Good Magic trying to get the jump on Justify here. They're head in head as they make their way to the backstretch. And Bravazzo is running along in third. Quip is fourth toward the inside. Diamond King follows in fifth. Then comes Tenfold, Sporting Chance, and Lone Sailor the last of them all as they continue their way up the backstretch. 47.19, a reasonable half mile here in the Preakness Stakes, but it is in fact Good Magic on the inside of Justify, and their noses apart on the lead. So they're going at each other, although the pace is not all that fast. And Bravazzo is 3 lengths off of them. Quip is down toward the inside, Tenfold, Diamond King, and then on the inside is Lone Sailor. So they make their way into the turn. Good Magic on the inside of Justify. The two of them are right together, and they've run 3/4 of a mile in 1 minute 11.42 seconds as they round the far turn in the fog at Pimlico. And Good Magic on the inside's got a head in front. Mike Smith goes to a ride on Justify. They are nose to nose. Justify now sticks a neck in front. He's going to try to put away Good Magic, and they're into the stretch. And Mike Smith goes to the whip on Justify. Tenfold is closing in with Bravazzo on the outside as the field comes into the final furlong. It is Justify in front. Good Magic on the outside. Tenfold. Bravazzo. Justify. He's unstoppable. He won the Preakness. Bravazzo was second. Tenfold was third. Good Magic was fourth. And a final time of 1 minute 55 and 4/5 seconds. Not even the fog could stop him.
And the Triple Crown hopes will be alive 3 weeks from today in New York. Through the fog, Justify. Exhilarating race, battling Good Magic, holding off Bravazzo and the other Chargers. And Justify wins the 143rd Preakness Stakes. And we are set for the 150th Belmont Stakes. And here with the call, Larry Colmus.
Justify in stall one. Will he take his place in history as Blended Citizen goes in? They're all in line. We are ready for a start. They're off in the 150th Belmont Stakes. And it was a very good beginning for Justify, who goes immediately to the early lead in the race to the first turn. So it will be Justify to set the pace here. And there on the outside goes Restoring Hope, the other Bob Baffert trainee, who's wide into that turn and in running in second position. Right in behind them in third is Bravazzo. Noble Indy is off the pace. And then on the inside comes Tenfold. The opening quarter mile was a swift one, 23.37 seconds. Very fast pace for Justify, who will lead the field on to the backstretch here with his stablemate Restoring Hope sitting in second. And on the inside, Bravazzo is third. Noble Indy is fourth, Tenfold fifth, Vino Rosso sixth. The Blended Citizen on the outside, followed by Hofberg and Free Drop Billy. Gronkowski is last. They've slowed things down a bit. 48.11 was the half. That's just a bit faster than American Pharoah went 3 years ago. Justify and Mike Smith, the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner, head up the backstretch in the Belmont Stakes with a length lead. Restoring Hope on the outside is second. Bravazzo is down toward the inside. Noble Indy is next. Vino Rosso is close up running in 5th. He's 5 lengths off the lead. 3/4 in 1 minute, 13.21 seconds. Halfway home in the Belmont. And then comes Tenfold on the inside of Blended Citizen. Hofberg is drafting in behind horses. 6 lengths off the lead. Free Drop Billy and Gronkowski, the last of them all. And Mike Smith and Justify make their run into the far turn. They've got a 2-length lead. Restoring Hope is put to a ride as Vino Rosso begins to rev it up on the outside. Bravazzo is down toward the rail. They've run a mile in 1:38.09 seconds. Justify is the leader, but it's just a half-length advantage here. Vino Rosso comes under a ride. Mike Smith is not asked Justify to go just yet. Justify a length lead here as they come to the top of the stretch. Vino Rosso is second. Hofberg comes on the scene, and Gronkowski has cut the corner, and they're into the stretch. And Justify comes roaring home to a raucous Belmont Park with 1 furlong to run. Gronkowski and Hofberg trying to run him down. Vino Rosso is 4th, a 16th to go. Justify is still there. Justify from Gronkowski. He's just perfect, and now he's just immortal. Justify is the 13th Triple Crown winner. Gronkowski was second, Hofberg was third, and Vino Rosso was 4th. Justify has done it.
Congratulations, Mike. Awesome. Mike, congratulations, brother.